So, what is responsible business? Social responsibility is making the world more sustainable with rules and laws. Sustainability is not limited to environment and people. It is important for businesses as well, so that there is an increase in growth and profitability. Businesses should not have a negative impact on the environment and should undertake positive actions towards the economy by creating job opportunities for people and also implementing workplace ethics. Treating and taking action among employees should be done ethically and fairly to conduct law and regulation for laborers and employees. So, what is workplace ethics? Workplace ethics is what companies use to govern employee behavior, regulate management's moral decisions, and keep companies out of trouble. Some businesses clarify their code of ethics in an official company code of ethics. Not just for corrupt employees, workplace ethics guide all business people who search for moral and professional direction. There are 6 main types of moral values relevant to the business community according to Mark Schwartz. Number 1 is fairness. Number 2, responsibility. Number 3, trustworthiness. Number 4, caring. Number 5, citizenship. And finally, number 6, respect. Ethical employees most of the time adopt those codes without the need of the company to approve these codes. By 2005, 78% of American businesses required employees to conform to a company-created official code of ethics. Taking responsibility for your actions is another major factor when it comes to workplace ethics and behavior. Workers who display accountability are honest when things go wrong and then work towards a resolution while remaining professional. Stock and manipulation is also another type of fraud in the workplace community, in which stocks are sold and bought by companies owned primarily by the company itself, leading to inflation or deflation of the price of the security. Any note, stock, treasury stock, bond, debenture, oil, gas, or other mineral royalty. Malpractice in any professional misconduct, unreasonable lack of skill or fidelity in professional duties, or the omission to do something that ordinarily regulates human affairs would do, or the doing of something that a reasonable and prudent person would not do. Misrepresentation or changes of accounting records in regards of sale, profits, costs, and other aspects for a profit purpose, such as inflating an organization's stock value, gaining more desirable financing, or avoiding debts. Employees who commit accounting fraud at the demand of their managers are subject to personal criminal prosecution. Now let's start with AIG as a company. You may know American Insurance Group if you're a football fan, as they were the sponsors of the English giants Manchester United from the years of 2006 until the year 2010. It all started back in 1919, when an American, Cornelius van der Star, opened up an insurance agency in Shanghai, China. Fast forward to the 21st century. AIG has now entered the global market, which handles 90 million clients in more than 100 countries. Their main goal as an organization is to ensure that their clients are protected from unforeseen events by identifying the risks and preventing them to be losses for the client, in order for the client to focus on their growth rather than the risks. In the United States, they are the leading insurance company to both businesses and for personal insurance. Out of the Forbes 400 richest Americans, nearly half of them have chosen AIG as their insurance provider for personal use. So what did AIG do wrong, and why is it considered an irresponsible business? After many investigations taking place by various departments in the United States, including the insurance department, AIG themselves came forward in 2005 to make amends for their wrongdoings and face their charges. They were charged with many wrongful business practices, which included bid rigging, fraud, and improper accounting practices. They were overvaluing their finances in order to deceive the investors. New York Attorney General commented that AIG was a pretty solid company. In fact, leaders of the insurance industry at that point, and they did not really need to cheat. The actions were caused by a group of senior managers who didn't have any issues with the morality of deceiving others. A dozen of their employees pleaded guilty in taking part of bid riggings in the insurance industry. On May 26, 2005, the Attorney General and the Insurance Superintendent sued AIG and its former chairman and CEO for violations of New York Martins Act and other state laws in connections with the John Ray transaction and other efforts to inflate reserves. Other transactions designed to conceal underwriting losses by converting them into capital losses, misleading the New York Insurance Department about offshoring AIG affiliates, improper reporting of workers' compensations premiums. These practices are irresponsible as they have deceived investors with incorrect accounts for personal gain. Their boosted accounts would make their company look more successful than it actually is, giving a risk-free perception to the investors and a more attractive perception to new potential investors. Bid rigging will cause more serious bidders to not keep up with the really high bids and others to pay more than they would in a fair bid. Bid rigging is the act of bidding with the intention of raising the price. There is no intention of purchasing the item here. This will cause the bidding event to be unfair for the serious participants. So the stakeholders involved in this fraud case are the CEO, the middle management, the auditing firms, and some jurisdiction heads. The people who fell victim to the fraud were the employees, the shareholders, the United States government, and also the whole economy of the United States. Here are a few immediate impacts faced by the company after they got trialed. There was a lack of trust between the employees and the management, and few of the employees were facing death threats. The management was facing problems to get the employees back to work as there were a lot of protests outside AIG. Consumers had lost their money. AIG lost their consumers' trust. The company's management had to be removed, and the CEO, Hank Greenberg, was replaced with Frank Zarab. Shareholders faced the biggest impact. Their share values had a sudden rise during the years of fraud, and they suddenly dropped as soon as they were faced. Other than that, during the following years, they lost their market share and their position as the industry leader. The company's reputation had been damaged, and the brand perception to the image to the customers was gone, and they had lost a few of their loyal customers. The share value, though, was gradually rising to its original position. So we would like to end this video now with a few recommendations. They should be transparent with their accounting books to their respectful stakeholders. There should be a strong organizational policy against false biddings, which led previously to the bid rigging. Design and implement a whole new code of ethics, since they had a lot of problems with morality. Hire a new leader which changes the organizational culture, including the company policy and the HR plan. Thank you.